Hi, it's Ben here from Bourse Data, and in this video I'm excited to cover the introduction of the Prealerts into the Bourse Analyser. Along with the Prealerts, I'll do a quick walkthrough of our new help section for the Bourse Analyser, which is on the Bourse Data website. So let's get stuck into the Prealerts. For those who don't know, the Prealerts were 6 unique indicators used in the previous version, which is the Market Analyzer and Bourse products. So let's go back, let's get into it. Let's log into the Bourse and have a look. So I'm on the Bourse Data website. I'm just going to log into my Bourse Analyzer here. And you'll see on my screen, I've got nothing in there right now. So let's go up to Company Data, and I'm going to bring up a chart. So one thing you're going to notice straight out of the bat is in the top right corner, you're going to see Prealerts. Next to Studies, you'll see Prealerts. If you don't see that, close your chart, go to Company Data, go to Charts and reopen it. It'll be in there. Okay, so let's get stuck into all these Prealerts and see what they're all about. So I'll just quickly put in a code. Let's pop in BHP. Okay, so we've got a BHP chart here. You're going to now notice in all of the charts, by default, we've added the volume to the bottom. So you don't have to manually go into the studies and add it each time. That's just a little thing we've added into the system. So if we go up to Prealerts across the top here, click on Prealerts, click on Add, just like you do in your studies, and you're going to see the 6 indicators in here. So we've got the accumulation, distribution, conductor, retracement, turning point, and market conductor. So I'm going to just go through something really important that's changed from the old version to the new version, and how the Prealerts are calculated and also all the indicators or studies in the system are calculated. Previously, all the indicators were calculating off calendar days. So if we're looking at a 30-day period, it's looking over 30 days. That includes the weekends as well. In the Bourse Analyzer, we're only looking at trading days. So that's going to exclude your weekends, your public holidays, stuff like that. So you're getting a more accurate number when you're using for your calculations, and it's only going to be recording off data that's actually available, not theoretical data on the weekends. So let's go and add an accumulation indicator, and I'm going to go through each one of these indicators, show you what they look like, how you can modify them, and how they're used. So if we go to the accumulation indicator across the top here, okay. So we can see across the bottom here, it's going to quickly zoom in. Okay, so we got the accumulation indicator in here. So you see it across the bottom where it's a blue A. You'll also look in the top left corner here, and it says accumulation 34, 3, and 1. What does that mean? Let's left click on it and have a look at the settings. Okay, so the 34 is for the period that it's looking at, so it's 34 trading days. It's looking for a percentage drop of 3 and a volume increase of 1. Each one of these values you can change. So you go to a 20, look for a 2% and a 2% volume increase. Along with all these values, with each one of these indicators, you can go and change the color to, say, a nice hot pink. Done. All right. So obviously when I've changed those values, it's changed the calculations of it, and it's basically triggered in a different location because I'm looking for different criteria. So we can definitely see, if I zoom in here on this accumulation, you've had basically over the previous 20 bars, it's had a 2% drop and a 2% volume increase over those previous 20 days. Okay, so in the next couple of days or week or so, we'll be releasing the help, or basically documentation on the Prealert indicators, basically how they're used to calculations, what they're trying to actually show you, and how you can use it yourself, and a lot of the settings in there. but we'll get to those in the next couple of days when we release them, and I'll definitely tell you guys about them. So along with the accumulation, if you go to the pre-alerts up here and you go to add, the distribution is exactly the same, as well as changing the values up in the top left corner, and you can see the Ds across the top here. You can go to pre-alerts across the top here, like in all the other indicators, and hit the cog there, and you can change your values. If you go and change your values and basically you're not getting results that look correct, or you're getting too many like we've got here, you can always go back up to your pre-alerts, click on the cog, and either restore defaults or delete it. For restore defaults, it defaults back to 34, and we hit done. Okay, so that's the accumulation and distribution. We can go down to the conductor now. Okay, and you can see, because I've got it zoomed quite a bit out there, it's got about a year's worth of data there. You can see the conductor's triggered many times on BHP because it's pretty volatile stock in price, so that's a good way. And it's definitely showing a fair few trends there, which is what these tools are primarily used for. With a conductor, you can use it either for an upward trend, or you can do a downward trend. So I'll just do down, and I'll just change that to blue. And see, it's triggering at different points there. So definitely, if we on this conductor here zoom right in here, you can see there's definitely a trend going from, I'll just draw a quick trend line on there for us. So you can see that basically it's gone to here, and it's basically changed. So the conductor is now indicating that it's the beginning of a downward cycle. But a lot of this will make a lot more sense when we release the documentation. If you're not aware of it, if you've been using these indicators for years, you know exactly how to use them. So the next thing we can move along to is the retracement indicator. So we go to the pre-alerts, we go to add, and we go to retracement. So retracement works, it looks over the past 45 periods or bars on the chart, and it's looking for basically breakouts between the 60 and the 40 zone. So if we hit done, I'll just clear my drawings, I'll turn off the drawing tools. Okay, I'll zoom out, and we can definitely see here that in this period here during 2017, we can see the retracement was basically trading, it was triggering outside those the 40 and 60 period during those times. Next thing along in the pre-alerts is the turning points. Much loved turning points. We go to add, and we can see the turning points. So turning points, another trending tool here. So we can see here, right in the middle of the chart here, zoom in. We see the green arrow there. That means it's basically going for a bullish trend. It's trending back up. And if we zoom out, we could probably see on one of the top of these bars around here. There we go. There's a good example up top there where it's finished its trend and it's starting to trend back down. So it's detected that it thinks there's a change to the trend, and that's where it's indicating it on the chart. Okay, and then also the final one we've got is the market conductor. So this is another trending tool where you can show you trends in the market. It's a lot more, how can I say, more reactive than the other trending tools, where it's a lot more quicker to show the changes in the trends, where it's showing a trend, and if it changes, like there's a variation for it, either up or down, it'll show you the dot on the actual bar compared to previously. With all these indicators, you can use them on the different time periods, so your intraday up to your monthlies. And just remember, like all the other tool, basically indicators or studies we use on the software, once you're happy with it, save it. Call Prealerts actually. So when you go to a different code, or you go to a different workspace. So we go to this charting one here, and then I go to my layout for Prealerts. Bang, all the Prealerts will appear on the chart. So you don't have to do all the work of resetting them up. They're always available for you. Okay, just remember, once you're happy with it, go to the little man in the top right corner in the circle, which is the user options section there, and save your workspace. It's always just a good habit that I got into. So that's the pre-alert indicators. One thing we haven't announced yet is coming soon we'll be adding the pre-alerts to the analyzer. So you'll be able to do your market scanning of the market and using these tools, the pre-alerts, to scan the market for you. So I'll talk about that when they're released, which is pretty soon. So keep your eyes and ears open for that one. So that's the pre-alerts. So the other thing I really want to talk about that I think is really good value to you guys is a help section. I've wanted to do this for quite a while. So if we go back to the Bourse Data website and we go to support across the top and then help, you're going to see 3 different sections in there. You got your videos and webinars, you got your software documentation, and stock market information. So I'm just going to go to just the general help section. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was going to help. Okay, so it brings us to a page where we've got all these 3 different options we can go down. We've got the videos and webinars, obviously. So this is just a good location where I'm going to be putting all the videos that I'm doing, including this one, and all their webinars, somewhere where you can easily access them. So if you want to go, okay, let's show me how to do an equity trade, click on there. It'll take you to the video where you can watch it. So it's nice and simple, easy to find. Find all the videos in one quick location. If I scroll back up, I can now go to the software documentation. So I've been working on this one for quite a while. Currently in the Bourse, in the studies or the indicator section, there's 121 indicators. I've done documentation on 50 of them. So basically you can use this as a little encyclopedia on understanding how these indicators are used and how you can use them. So if we use, for an example, let's look at the parabolic SAR. We click on that one. It'll take you to a page where it gives you the basics about the parabolic SAR, what type of indicator it is, what markets you use it in, what works best or how it works best, the formula behind it, along with the parameters, what to look for and how they're used, the theory behind the actual indicator and how it's actually used. Then I go through and I give an example of an ASX stock, so I do an interpretation of it, and I go, okay, here how we can use it in this instance. See this chart here called GPT, where it can help you show trends, strong trends, trendless areas. It's really up to how the indicator works. And then if you're really keen, I've even got the mathematics behind it, so how it's actually calculated. So if we go back here, we've got all these indicators in here that you can have a look at and basically get more information on it. I'll be adding more to it, so I'll tell you more about that. In the next couple of months, I'll be adding stock market information, which is basically going to be a section where I'll go through and explain to you what's an equity, what's an option, what's a dividend, just general stock market information. So you don't feel stupid. Here's the information. I didn't know what they were. A lot of the time when I'm going through and doing this documentation, I'm learning as well, and I use it to help myself. It's all about understanding what these items are, and then all these tools, how to use them so you can benefit yourself. So as always, thank you very much for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions or have any feedback or tell me what you want in the software, as this software is always going to be an ongoing development, send your emails through to support@boursedata.com.au. That's support@boursedata.com.au, or give me a call on 1300 363 766. That's 1300 363 766. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to having more videos with you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.